Today we are learning about parts of speech. Parts of speech. So, sentences have different parts of speech. For our parts of speech, you can look at our board where there are red papers hanging. Those are all the different parts of speech. And here we have some listed: article, noun, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, pronoun, adjective, and interjection. These are the groupings that different words are in. And in this sentence, the dogs jumped rapidly over the fence, but they didn't catch the fast cat. Wow! In that sentence, we have different portions that are different parts of speech. And you can see them pointed here. The is an article. Dogs is a noun. Jumped is a verb, and it's in past tense because it has ed. Rapidly is an adverb, and we can see that by the ly. Over is a preposition. That's another article. The is an article and the is an article. What is fence? If you guessed noun, then you are correct. Oops. But is a conjunction. And other conjunctions are and, for, then we have the pronoun they. Other pronouns would include he or she or it, I, you, we. Those are all different pronouns. He, she, it, I, you, we, and they. Didn't catch. So did and catch, those are verbs. Those are action words. That's another article. Fast is an adjective, and cat is another noun. And then they say, wow, that's an interjection. So something like, yay, that might also be an interjection. So it seems complicated at first, but we will break this down and work with this more as the class goes on. So here's just a little bit more about parts of speech. First, words can be different parts of speech. We saw that back here. Each word was a different part of speech. Number 2, a noun names a person, place, thing, or idea. So person could be like a girl, place could be school, thing could be pencil, an idea could be something like love. So a noun names a person, place, thing, or idea. So a cat is a noun, a desk is a noun. 3. Jumped is an action verb. Again, we have the ed at the end, and that shows us that this is a verb that is in the past tense. 4. Rapidly is an adverb that describes the verb. So we have it describing the verb. An adjective, as we see down here, it describes a noun. So they both describe, so you have the add to signal that, but they describe different things, either a verb or a noun. So rapidly has ly, and that signals that it might be an adverb. Number 5, use an article to introduce a noun. I'm going to go through and circle all of the words that are an article in this paragraph. A, un, the, un, a, and that is it. All of the words that are circled are articles. So you can see it's always a, un, and the, like this one here. Those are all articles. Number 5. So you use it to introduce a noun. So everything that was following the article, that would be a noun. So if we go back to showing all of the articles, then we can look at what follows. Whatever follows the article means that that's a noun. So I'm going to now circle all of the nouns. Noun is a noun because it's an idea or a thing. So this is a noun, this is a noun, this is a noun, this is a noun. That's a noun because it's an idea. An idea, 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 idea for all of those. And they're all ideas at the moment because we're not talking about real things. But all of the things that are underlined would be considered a noun in the word sense. So, number 6, over is a preposition that goes before a noun. Other prepositions would be up, to, at, in. Those are all considered prepositions. Number 7, a conjunction joins sentence parts. And we had examples of that, like but, and, for, and there are numerous others. Number 8, a pronoun replaces a noun. So here we have our pronouns, he, she, it, I, you, and they, we, they. Those replace a noun in a sentence. So if I said, hi Bob, how are you doing? Then I'm replacing Bob with you. It would not make sense to say, how are Bob doing? So instead, we replace the noun, being Bob, with a pronoun, being you. I am good. I is a pronoun, but you're implying that you're talking about yourself, a noun. You are a noun. So the noun is being replaced with a pronoun. If I said, the dog is wet, the dog is the noun. And if then I said, it is outside, then it is a pronoun, and that replaces the dog. We're implying that the dog is the it. Number 9, an adjective describes a noun. And examples of that might be yellow, red, green, blue, purple, orange. But it could also be things like hot, cold, warm, cool, breezy. Could be other things like shapes, so round, circular, square, triangular, and the list goes on and on. Number 10, an interjection sometimes shows surprise. Like, wow, whoa, oh my goodness. But it doesn't only show surprise, it can show other feelings as well, like confusion. I'm confused. I don't understand. Things like that. That would be interjections. Those would be interjections. So now we have a few more sentences talking about the different forms or parts of speech again. Number 11. The noun dogs names a kind of animal. So dogs is a noun, and it is a noun for a certain type of animal. Number 12. An action is something that you do. So anything that you do is considered a verb. I walk, I talk, I sit, I dance, I think, I drink, I eat, and the list goes on and on. Those are all verbs, anything you do. I go to school. Go is a verb. Do is a verb. Number 13. The adverb describes the action. How do you do the verb? Do you go to school quickly? Do you walk silently? Do you dance beautifully? Those are all adverbs. Number 14. An article such as the precedes the noun. Precedes means goes before. That means that the article is first, and then the noun is second. So, a dog, the dog, an apple. All of the articles went first, and then the nouns went second. Number 15. The conjunction but joins two sentence parts. Therefore, we have one sentence, then we have but, and we have another sentence part. So they may not be complete sentences, but there are fragments. First, then there's a conjunction, but, and then there's more sentence. So the conjunction always goes in the second spot between two other sentences or two other parts of sentences. Number 16. An interjection is said with excitement. Wow-wee! Oh my goodness! Wow! All of these things are said with emotion or excitement. Number 17. The pronoun they replaces the word dogs. So if we go back to our first example, we have the dogs. The dogs jumped rapidly over the fence, but they didn't catch the fast cat. When we talk about they're referring to the dogs. The dogs and they are the same thing. So the pronoun they replaces the words dogs. Number 18, the dogs chased the cats. In red, what is that part of speech? What is chased? Well, it's a verb. Number 19, they jumped rapidly. What is this red word? Rapidly. What part of speech is that? That's an adverb. It is describing how they jumped. Number 20. Did they catch the fast cat? Again, what is this? It is a verb. Perhaps you didn't realize because there wasn't any EDs on the end. But that just means that it is in present tense. Next, we have use the word bank to complete each sentence. Our word bank includes pronoun, parts of speech, interjection, conjunction, and preposition. Now those are a lot of big words. And you'll see that they all have a similar ending, or some of them have a similar ending. So let's read our sentence prompts. Blank are the basic kinds of words in the English language. Number 2, a blank shows the relationship between a noun and another word. Number 3, a blank joins two sentence parts. 4, a blank replaces a noun. 5, a blank expresses an emotion. So when I look at the articles a and un, this article an means that this word is going to start with a vowel. A vowel is either I, E, A, O, or U. Because of this N, that means that this has to have a vowel. Therefore, when I look at my word bank and I think which one has a vowel, only interjection because it has an I. So therefore, interjection must be what is number 5's answer. So I can write interjection here. And does that make sense? An interjection expresses an emotion. It does. And what was an example of an interjection? Something like wow. Now I look at my other pieces. Is there something else that I am familiar with? Maybe number 4. A blank replaces a noun. A noun. Well, that's similar to pronoun. Does a pronoun replace a noun? Yes, it does. An example was the dogs, that's a noun, turns into they. That's the pronoun. What's another one that we know? How about number 3? A blank joins 2 sentence parts. Do you remember how I had blank, something, and something else? Well, these are sentence parts. So what's joining in the middle? Well, that's a conjunction. So now we only have 2 pieces left. Parts of speech. Well, that's the basic kinds of words in the English language. That's what we're learning about this day, this lesson. Parts of speech. So that only leaves preposition. A preposition shows the relationship between a noun and another word. So yes, that makes sense. That's a preposition. If I look at a cat, and I say the cat is on a box, the cat is on a box, then I'm showing the relationship between a cat and a box. Therefore, it's a preposition. The cat may have been beside the box or under the box. Continuously, I am showing the relationship between a cat and a box. Now, we're matching the definitions. We have replaces, precedes, names, describes, and joins. Replaces, precedes, names, describes, and joins. So, our definitions are: gives a name to something, gives information about something, goes before something else, takes the place of something else, brings something together. Well, there's a lot of somethings in here. So this is definitely a little more tricky than we're used to. Well, let's just start with the top one then. Gives a name to something. Well, that seems to be names. So if she names her cat, then she gives a name to the cat. Goes before something else. Well, then we want to look at the start of this word, pre. Pre means before. So precedes could very well be goes before something else. Do you remember what precedes a noun? An article. An article precedes a noun. Takes the place of something else. Place, place. Re is to do again. So takes the place of something else. That's replace. If I replace my white cat with a blue one, that means I'm taking or I'm re-putting something. I'm replacing something. I'm putting something else in the place of the first one. I just replaced my white cat or black cat with a blue one. Number 10 brings something together, and number 7 gives information about something. Well, gives information about something, then you're describing it. What describing parts of speech do we have? We have an adjective, and what's the other one? An adverb. Those describe, they give information. Therefore, the last one must be joins, brings something together. So when I brought the two pieces of sentences together, I'm joining them. I'm joining them together. And that was the conjunctions, but or and so forth. Now we have complete the sentences with in or at. What parts of speeches are in or at? Do you remember what they're called? They show the relation of two things. Those are called prepositions. So, the rules for in or at are either enclosed places or a certain point. So in is like this. At is like one point. Are you at a place or are you in a place? My father is blank work. The teacher is blank the bus. The students are blank the classroom. The children are blank the school. I live blank Texas. Do you know the answers? Take a second and try to fill these in on your own. The answers are, my father is at work. The teacher is in the bus. The students are in the classroom. The children are at school. I live in Texas. Next, grab a piece of loose leaf or paper. Here are 4 sentences. After you write them down, label them. What is a verb? Where are the verbs in the sentences? What about nouns? Prepositions? Adverbs? Adjectives? Pronouns? And interjections? You could make a list like this, pronouns, and then list them. But it would also be nice to simply point to them in your sentence and label them, pronouns. Take a moment and complete as much as you can. When you're done, ask for me to look it over. You should now pause this video so that you have a chance to properly write down the sentences.